I don't know if I can talk about that. I'm saved. The saints is watching. If you go to church for me, turn this off. Because I'm about to get into it.
Hello, and welcome back to this week's episode of Yep to My App. I'm Star Erica Star, and today I'm here with
Patty. Hi, I'm Patty.
And today we're gonna have a nice, fun conversation. There's a lot we're covering. We're covering ADHD. We're covering sexual positivity. We're covering stuff
That's a lot within itself.
Yeah,
That's a lot within itself.
So let's just get started with the first question. Is there such thing as a gay voice?
As much as I don't want to admit it, there is.
Mm-hmm.
There is a twang or a sound to the heterosexual world to what we sound like, but we all don't sound the same. But the gay voice is hi, I'm Patty or whatever. It's essentially sounding more like a girl. Mm-hmm. You know, trying to make even if the tone is, how you doing? I'm Patty. But it's hey, how you doing? I'm Patty or whatever. Da-da-da. It's a sound. It's a tone to it. It's how you're using your voice.
But do you think girls sound like that?
Honestly, it depends on where you're from and where you live and the girls
what
around you.
type of girl would you say?
I'm gonna use a word that my husband uses. Mm-hmm. The banji ones, or the if you don't know what that means, the more ghetto ones, or you know the names that when you were younger you would hear, you would think that it's a tie to being ghetto. The Shaniquas, the LaQuisha, my name is Shaniqua, whatever the case may be, like that twang, that sound.
Okay, and would you say that voice develops over time? Because I've heard this conversation from. It was one of my friends talking to one of my other gay friends, and it was just a conversation revolving around, like, did you always sound like that? Or is that something you develop over time? Do you pick it up? How does that come about?
I strongly believe that everyone's background plays a huge part in it. Mm-hmm. But there's a difference between your sound and vocal height. So, prime example is me. For a guy, I have a high-pitched voice. I mean, I can force it down here.
Damn.
But that's not. But that's not my natural. That's not my natural tone. That's not my natural pitch. I'm not all the way down there. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, your background. If you hung out with girls a lot, whatever the case may be, you imitated behaviors. You did such things that it just became your norm, and then that's kind of now how you portray yourself. You sound. You act.
Mm-hmm. And that's the way that I thought it was too. Just because, like, I don't know, there were like several sides of the argument where people were like, oh, but they forced that. I don't think it's forced. I think it's something that's like, once you know who you are, you're going to sound the way that you want to sound.
It's a 50-50.
Yeah.
Some force it, some don't.
Because even for me, I feel like there are situations where I let certain parts of my voice flow, and some are more natural than others. If I want to be taken seriously, yeah, I'm going to have maybe a lot more stern of a voice, or even the types of, like, you know, situations I'm in, or like the types of words that I'm using, I'm not going to say them in certain ways because it just doesn't mesh. It just doesn't work.
That makes sense.
So then, what are some mental checklists that you have in social situations that straight people would never even consider?
My voice. Ironically, that was the perfect way into that. My voice. Some people believe in adapting to their surroundings, right? And sometimes I catch myself and I'm like, damn, Patty, your voice is it's high as hell. Like, sometimes I'll yell out something and it's so high pitched that I'm like, bring it down. But then also, I don't like causing attention to myself where people are, and trust me, I feel like a lot of gays have heard this, which is, oh, I knew you were gay. How? Because your voice. Mm-hmm. So sometimes I'll kind of lower my tone, kind of more of a natural sound. But again, you shouldn't have to do it, but sometimes I don't want that negative attention on myself.
Oh, I don't like that.
Me neither. But, my thing is this. Be yourself 1,000%, no matter who you are. Sound how you sound. Do what you need to do. But we also live in a world where there's some really crazy people out here, right? And so you got to protect yourself at all costs.
Yeah.
So sometimes certain people will blend in.
Mm-hmm. But at that point, it's like code switching.
Literally.
Yeah.
It's code switching. It's code switching. Like, I do it. Like, sometimes how I am around the guys is different from how I am around the girls, right? Like, sometimes I'll deepen my voice just to play with them, right? Mm-hmm. Because a lot of times at work, around people, yo, Patty, do your deep voice. And I'm like, yeah, that just turns y'all on. Because it happens all the time. I go into the locker room at work, and then I'll be like, "Good morning," or whatever, and they're like, "Nah, come in here with that deep voice," and I'm like, "I'm glad that I turned y'all on though." And they be like, "Hey, yo, pause." I'm like, "But y'all don't want to hear." Yeah, now it's pause. But when I came in here natural, but also, you know what's funny? Speaking of jobs, sometimes on the bus I have to deepen my voice because nobody takes my natural voice seriously.
I can see that.
The move into the back of the bus.
Oh.
So there was a time where I had to use both voices because my natural voice, you know, very polite, high pitch or whatever. And no, side note, you know how many people be like, "Yo, I thought you was a lady when I heard you speaking, but then I looked and I saw you had a beard." And I was like, "Yo, that's a man." I was like, "Yeah."
New York is funny like that.
It is. Because they insult you in the most funny way ever. And I'm like, you know what? I should be mad, but that's funny. But nobody would listen. I'm like, "Can y'all please move to the back? Can y'all please move to the back?" Nobody would listen.
Yeah.
So I just had to, "Please move to the back." Like,
yeah.
And you're like, yo, and everybody started moving. I was like, damn, I had to do that just for y'all to move back.
But like your voice also projects. Like you are loud.
I am.
No matter the pitch. No, that's fine. That's an issue. No. It's just an observation because I've gotten that a lot myself when people are like, "Use your inside voice." And I'm like, this was my inside voice.
Right, I am.
So it's just nice to hear like someone else, you know, just as loud as I am.
Yeah.
Where would you say misunderstandings happen the most when it comes to just, you know, your identity, being gay and all that good stuff? Like, is it in your dating world, within your friendships, or in your daily life?
I think it's being a gay person in general. I think it's a full circle thing. I think it's your dating world. I think it's your friendship, and I just think it's you existing in the world. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of confusion on your sexual orientation versus your identity.
Yeah, get into that.
You said get into it?
Yeah, because I feel like that's something like a lot of people don't understand, that I feel like is simpler than people.
It is. And as a people, I'm going to say they because it's not me. It's not the community. There's this, how do you say it? There's this expectation on what a gay man is and who we're supposed to be. You look at YouTube pranks, you look at TikTok pranks and stuff, and it's just like, you know, I'm gay. Okay, cool. It's a prank, right? But why are you coming out in hair and nails and makeup? You just said you're gay. You didn't say I'm transitioning. You just said I'm gay. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, make it make sense. If you're saying you're gay, that's you telling me you just like boys. Or, you know, you're of the same sex. You like the same sex or whatever the case may be. So what's the dress for? What's the heels for? Why did you go in your girlfriend's closet and put on her stuff? You just said you were gay.
Yeah.
So I think that's a misunderstanding, that those are just, and it's so simple, like you said, but it's just, those are two different things.
And I feel like part of it is all just like fear of change and stuff, because something that I've noticed too is like for anybody who comes out, if it's a girl and says that she's lesbian, the dad's always like, "You're not going to start like grabbing your crotch and wearing baggy pants now." Like that's always the thing. It's always like there's an acceptable type of gay and an acceptable type of lesbian. And it's just like, all right, like you're not really accepting that.
And that's because this is what society wants you to be. So just like you said, it's the if you're a gay guy, society wants you to either be masc or femme, right? So for example, essentially the girls will want you to be femme, right? Because then they start calling you cis and girl and something, you know, whatever case may be. But the guys want you to be men. They want you to be macho. They want you to be manly. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like, I'm going to be who the hell I am, and you're going to just be okay with that.
Yeah. And then because then the issue of like the male gaze comes into it on the lesbian side, just because like the guys want you to be, you know, super feminine, and they want you to, as a gay girl, they have like their fantasies about a threesome and like,
Bingo.
Oh, you must be raunchy and you must be this, that, and the third. And then it's like, but even the girls don't mind, but then the girls get uncomfy if you're feminine and you're lesbian, because then they're like, wait, am I allowed to be comfortable around you in a locker room? Like, then it gets like weird like that. But then if you're too masculine, it's like, you're not even a girl anymore. Like girls just reject you. And I'm just like, y'all have it hard, everybody.
The boy, honestly, don't at me. The boys have it rougher though.
Okay.
I do believe the boys have it rougher. Because now, and it's funny because I've never heard a lesbian tell me that when she either came out to a female or somebody, female though, when she came out to somebody, they found out she was a lesbian, nobody said, well, I just want to let you know that I don't go that way and blah, 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 blah. But do you know how many men have told me, you know, oh, Patty, we still mess with you, but I don't like guys and whatnot. And
your
blah, blah, blah.
admission isn't a confession.
Hello.
Like, what?
It's the ugly ones. I don't want to be that person, but face. Okay? It's never the ones that I want
Like,
you
don't
to...
flatter yourself,
Yeah,
babe.
please, because you don't look the part. But...
Damn.
But it's serious, though. I've heard a number of times in my life about how there are now limitations because you know I'm gay, or I don't have to come out to you, but once you got wind that Patty's gay or whatever the case may be, you now have to set boundaries for what? All I did was just explain to you because we're in a world where I have a wedding ring on. If you might not know me personally, you're going to probably assume I'm married to a woman, right? So, okay, cool. I'll let you know I'm married to a man, but why do you now need to feel like...
Mm-hmm. Like, what could you possibly do to them that wouldn't be okay if a straight man did it?
Double standard.
Yeah.
Double standard.
Or that would be okay, I mean.
Right, but everything is a double standard. You think about it. If you're with a female friend and you need to use the bathroom, you can ask her, hey, can you come to the bathroom with me and whatnot and blah, 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 blah. Cool. No, nobody will blink twice.
Yeah.
Let me ask a straight man to come to the bathroom with me, or even another gay man around straight people. Hey, yo, pause. Why y'all got to go to... Nobody said anything when the girls did it, so why is it an issue with the boys?
Yeah. Yeah. Then it's a battle of the sexist thing at that point.
I don't have time for that.
Has that ever happened to you?
Which part?
The going to the bathroom thing? Because I've never thought about situations like that. Or that guys like even outwardly say it. Usually the guys like just leave together.
So
they don't talk about it.
So I do a lot of things to test my friends. And I did this in college. We all went out to eat one day. And my best friend, hey, Tim, if you're watching this. We were all I don't know where we were. We were all eating somewhere. And I was like, oh, let me see something. I said, Tim, can you come to the bathroom with me? And they was like, hey, yo, Patty, what? I just asked him to come, but you don't know why I'm asking him.
Yeah.
What if I had a fear of my surroundings and I just wanted protection, or because that's why a lot of women do it for, okay, let's both get our makeup together, you know, or I just don't want to be alone in the bathroom,
or just talking shit about the table at the moment.
Bingo.
Or I think I got my period. Can you check my ass? Like, it's just like...
I don't know what the boys are gonna say with that one because we don't got nothing to check.
But yeah, we have our reasons.
But that's the thing. In society, it's acceptable for women to do that because don't know how it ever got this way, but society made it that way that it's acceptable for that to happen. For the guys, it's just, hey, yo, pause.
Yeah, like how dare we have a connection outside of this group gathering?
Hello. like, you get what I'm saying? It's just like, life is too short for stupidity.
Yeah.
Educate yourself. So
to close out this section, what's something that's exhausting to explain over and over and over? That
being
every time
gay,
it comes up.
Being gay, if you're a top or a bottom.
How often do you find yourself explaining that?
A lot. You know why? Because people tie my sexual preference, people tie my being gay, my behavior, and what I like in the bedroom. Oh.
You know what? Y'all need to stop that because it'd be the most masculine dudes that like getting their ass ate.
No, wait. No. It's the masculine ones who like doing the bending and getting it real crazy.
I'm speaking for the straights that I know because I've heard stuff.
And I'm speaking for the DLs that I know.
See?
We're not going to do that.
So those stereotypes need to be cut out right now because the stories that I've heard, because that's something that was a shock to me when I found out that, you know, people like lots of things.
Hello.
And even like the girls, like some girls, they really don't like it in the regular way. They like it in the back. And I'm like, whoa, listen, you like it, I love it, cool. But it was interesting. And it just put me in a place where I'm like, don't judge anybody. Don't assume anything. But like sexually, people be into some shit.
Yeah. Maybe 50 Shades of Grey, okay? Type me up. But my thing is this, right? Live your life. Stop worrying about what people are going to say that you're doing. It don't matter. If you are into women, but you like your ass ate by a girl, it's by a girl. Who needs to know? Get your ass ate. It's fun. I know.
Oh my God. Okay. We're getting into the ADHD part of this conversation. Okay. anyone mistaking your ADHD traits for personality flaws. But before you answer that, just can you give an idea to those who either aren't familiar with someone who has ADHD, with the symptoms or how it may come up or any of that, and how that displays itself in your life?
ADHD, attention deficit hyperactive disorder. So what Patty is trying to say is Patty is very hyper. So the crazy part about it is, and it's not even talked about a lot, and I realize that, but not a lot of people talk about this within adults. It's always mostly talked about within children, right? But it's the child that can't sit still and that has to constantly keep moving and has to constantly do something, and your attention, you cannot focus. Right? There's a million things running and you're acting it all out at once, if that kind of makes sense. It's like you're sitting here in this chair, but you're also moving your legs. And then it's just like, you're thinking one thing and it's like, oh, wait, what did Erica just say? Because I forgot we were talking because I got so distracted by what's happening around me.
Mm-hmm, like what song
the
was
sounds,
playing.
The song, or whatever the case may be, or something you said earlier, or, how I'm looking at your necklace and I'm like, oh, wait, Erica said something, but she has on a nice diamond necklace. And now I have no clue. But it's like, you're not focusing on one thing because you're so hyper that you can't stay on track.
Mm-hmm. So then in your relationships, has a partner ever, seen one of your flaws, not really let it click in their head that this is an ADHD symptom and view it as something that can be detrimental to their relationship?
No. So here's why. So we're going to talk about a partner.
Okay.
Right? Because I've only dated like 3 guys in life.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what I was doing in my 30 years, but I only dated 3 guys, but we're going to talk about my husband. Mm-hmm. Right? We've been together for 8 years and we'll be married 4 years in May. Did he ever see it as a flaw? No, but I think this year I finally asked him, like, hey, how is it dealing with somebody that has ADHD? And he was honest with me. He was like, I'm not going to lie, in the beginning it was very hard. It was hard to manage. And I'm not going to lie, I kind of felt bad. I was like, oh, shit. And because I know how bad it can get. And so just hearing him saying, like, because I can't say dealt, because it's going to be a constant thing until I die. But he deals with it. He said now he's used to it. It doesn't really bother him anymore. That's just Patty. But he was like, it did take a long time for him to kind of get used to.
So what do you do that is a lot? Because you sound like like where the faults are.
I do. Constantly over singing, right? But in a way of, I can just be randomly doing something and I'll just start yelling out, belting, high notes. It could be 1 a.m. Like,
really?
Yeah, like, mind you, there's no songs playing in the house. It's dark, it's quiet, whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. And I'm just doing it. Or I'm fidgeting, I can't sit still. Like, we can be in a bed and let's say we're both watching a TV and I'm in like 55 different positions because I can't sit still.
So like, I'm like holding on to one part of the thing, but like when it comes to the singing at night, like is there a party that needs to get it out? Like let's say he's sleeping, like is it like a tick that you gotta
I can refrain from if he's sleeping.
Yeah.
But baby, if he's up, I'm finna wear him out, okay? And my dog, and I know they are both collectively tired of me. I'm wearing everybody out in that house, okay? Because it's not even just about singing, is just making noise. Like I can be in the house and I'll just start yelling, whatever the case may be, but it's just outbursts. I always say I have undiagnosed Tourette's. Mm-hmm. But essentially, I can control it, but I can't. Because Tourette's you can't control.
Yeah.
This I can a little bit. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, when I'm home, when I'm doing things or whatever the case may be, I feel like I have the freedom to just let it out.
Yeah.
I could be washing dishes and something pops in my head.
Because why not? Like,
yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Or I'll just start picking up something, like it could be a pot, and I'll start banging it on my hand like a tambourine, and I'm making beats and all of this. This is why I can't do a lot of things. This is why I can't cook, because I'll never remember that I'm cooking. Because I can start cooking, then I've sat down. Now everything, the house is burning down, and I'm just chilling on my phone. But then I realized, ooh, I need to sew something in my pants. There was a hole in my pants that I realized was there for about a week, and I forgot to sew it. Let me go past the burning pot to go get the pants, go sew that. Oh my God, hey dog, are you still here? Like my dog Teddy.
Yeah.
And I'll be looking at Teddy, and I'm like, you want to play? Okay, cool. Let's play. Keep in mind, it's World War XIV in my house. And I'm like, oh, shoot, the kitchen's on fire. Not really. I'm just making that part up. But there's so many things that it's hard to stay focused on because I've now got sidetracked by so many different things.
Mm-hmm.
I can be cleaning. Like, it takes me forever to clean. And I love cleaning, but it takes me forever. It could take me about 2 hours just to clean my bathroom. Why? Because now I need music. Okay, cool. Now that I put music on, oh, you're playing something by Patti LaBelle. If we all who don't know, I'm obsessed with Patti LaBelle. You probably can't see it, but her name is tattooed on my arm.
Oh, what? I didn't know that. Yeah. You have a meme for every. You have a Patti LaBelle meme for every situation.
But it's not even just a meme. I got videos. I can have an entire conversation.
Can we get into that real quick? Because
Patti LaBelle, I love you.
I've been wondering what this fixation with Patti LaBelle has been. So put me on.
It all started when I was 14. But I was 14. And so I grew up, I was adopted.
Okay.
Right? I was adopted. And so my mother, if she was still alive, my mother would have been 84 this year. So I grew up on older music. Right? And I sang my entire life. I started singing about age of 4. And I've always had an obsession with high notes. And if anybody knows Patti LaBelle, that's what her 65 years of her career has been, is just belting, just being her. And so I was about 14 and there was, this was back when cable was cable and whatnot. And, before we had Fire TVs and all this Apple stuff. And there was a video of her, I think it's called A Celebration of Gospel. And she sang Walk Around Heaven. And I would replay it. And I would replay this one video. And I would replay it. And now it's stuck. Now I want to learn more about her. Because I listened to songs growing up, but it was just this one specific thing. And then now I'm watching every video of her on YouTube. And now I'm this and now I'm that. And then it just became my normal. And I just became so obsessed with what she does and how she does it. And it's just like it became a normal part of my life.
Mm-hmm.
So fast forward. Now my life has now become her life. Or her life is now my life.
Yeah.
Right? I always say that I'm the person that's going to keep her work going. For those who don't know about her, you're going to know about her because of me.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, there's a lot of people who be like, Patti LaBelle, who's that? I'd be so offended.
Why?
Because they don't know who Patti LaBelle is.
Oh, I didn't hear the... Wait, it just downloaded. I didn't hear the who part.
Oh.
I was like, wait, I thought we liked her.
Who is that? And I'm like, huh? Who is who? You don't know who that is? But I have an obsession with high notes. Like, I'm a singer, so I sing soprano. I would say, and it took me a long time to say this, but the benefits of having a high voice is I can sing soprano, so which is the high part, you know what I'm saying, in the choir. And so just with the yodeling and the belting and just everything she does and just the freedom to be yourself. Imagine being a woman on the stage and you're rolling on the stage, you're kicking your shoes off, you're taking your wig off and throwing it in. That's freedom. And it's just like, I embody that because that's also me, just without the money and the fame. Yeah. I'm famous at home, but nobody knows me across seas like they do, across the world like they do her. But she's just my life. I love her to death, and it's just like she got me through so much. Mm-hmm. So
I didn't know you had the tattoo.
Yeah, girl.
Like
LaBelle.
that is crazy.
LaBelle, I know y'all probably can't see this, but I don't know if y'all can see that. But yeah, that says LABELLE.
Oh my gosh. I'm glad I finally got insight on that because I was wondering.
Patti LaBelle's life.
Okay. So Oh, this is a question that came about.
I'm gonna have to watch that part back. Cause if that didn't come out the way I thought it did, I'm gonna be mad.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
So I saw this thing on Instagram just yesterday, and I'm pretty sure because I'm sure the phones are listening to us, and it knew the podcast was coming today. But I saw this thing about this woman with ADHD, and she was like, "This is something that isn't talked about in the ADHD community, especially with adults." And she was talking about like her sex life as a woman with ADHD, and she was saying that there are a lot of things that make her sex life difficult for her and her husband because of it, and that one of the things is that the way that she feels touch changes on a regular basis. So like sometimes like she'll tell her husband, "Oh, I like when you touch me like delicately," because she likes how it feels. Then she says the next day it'll feel like bugs on her skin if he's touching her that way. Or she might want, more like sensual, like full hand kind of touch whenever they're in their zone or whatever. And then the next day she'll be like, no, like that feels aggressive. So like, has you ever had like sensory issues outside of like, I guess like auditory when it comes to your ADHD?
So do I have sensory issues? Yes. But are they like that to the point where every day can be something different? No. So for example, I'll give you two. One is I have a hard time touching raw meat. I can't deal with the texture. I can't deal with the slime. I can't deal with that on my hand, that feeling. Even if you wear gloves, I cannot do it. I will cry. I have videos of me cringing, trying to cook with my husband, and it's the time where I need to, for example, let's say if I'm seasoning ground beef or ground turkey. Sorry, that's what he likes to use. You got to get in there. You got to, stir it up and whatnot with your hands, and it's just like I have the ugliest face right now. Right now I look good, so you're not gonna see the ugly. But I could start crying because it's a disgusting feeling. My feet, I have sensory issues there too. So I can't walk barefoot outside. I can't deal with certain textures on my feet. Like I can't deal with sand. So I have to wear water shoes. Textures, temperatures, like if it's too hot, it'll feel like burning needles on my feet.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, because I'm thinking back to like the time I was in Puerto Rico and I was just walking the streets barefoot after the beach.
No. Well, first of all, no. So that also is a thing with me.
What?
I don't want my feet dirty. Right? Because, all my foot fetish people out there, I got very pretty feet. Right? So I don't want my soles to be black. But no, on a serious note though, I can't deal with the textures. I tried it one day. I went outside of my yard. And I had on slides, and I was checking the mail when I was like 20 or something like that. And I was like, okay, I said, let me go. And I was about to start crying. It hurt so bad.
Really?
So I can't.
Hurt?
Yeah, because, okay, it's like being tickled. In the beginning, it's funny. Okay, for example, if I go get my feet done, I can't deal with the scraping.
Yeah.
Right? Because it starts to tickle, then it starts to turn into pain.
Really?
But mind you, how do you say it? Like what she did never changed. She never did it harder for it to be like, hey, this is hurting. It's just like, okay, this is funny. Oh, like I'm too ticklish.
Yeah.
But now it's like, okay, now it's starting to hurt
I'm uncomfortable.
now. Like,
yeah.
I'm uncomfortable and I can't take it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The closest thing I have to that is like, I don't like I just learned how to be like barefoot in my own home. Like that was like being barefoot. Like I always had socks on. For me, I need to have my socks on, and I don't really care too much to have slippers on. It's always socks. And then when I know when I was younger, when I would step on the floor barefoot, I would have to curve my foot in a way so that only the outer sides of my feet were touching the floor. I didn't like to do a complete flat foot. Yeah, and that was like I never knew why I did it, but I just know that I hated that feeling. I didn't like my whole foot being on the floor because that just felt gross to me. So I can relate the slightest bit there.
So to what you said, to socks, I can't deal with socks after a while.
What do you mean?
They need to come off. Oh. So like, for example, first things I do when I come home, right? My dog is waiting for me. Hey, little boy. Hi, Teddy. That's how I greet my dog or whatever, play with him. Go kiss my husband, wash my hands, and then I take off my shoes and my socks. I can't tolerate socks. After a while, they start to irritate me, depending on the material. Does it feel
almost like claustrophobic in there?
No, it's like a irritating feeling. It's just like, okay, like this has been on too long. Like now, like I can really start feeling the material rub on my feet, and they just.
But will that happen while you're outside?
No, and that's the funny part. Like,
or like, is it just knowing that you're home and can take them off?
I do think it's a mental thing. Okay. I do think it's because. For the most part, when I'm outside, it doesn't really bother me. But then it's like, okay, think about it. Whenever you have to use the bathroom.
I was just gonna, yeah.
Right?
And the Bluetooth connects.
The Bluetooth connects as soon as you get to the building. Forget upstairs. You clench your for dear life.
Like this.
And you're like, Lord, please, Lord, I ain't never do nothing wrong in this world. Let me make it to the bathroom. Right?
Yeah.
So for me, it's kind of like that. So I feel like it's like, oh, okay, like, these need to come off now or whatever case may be. But just, it's so funny you said that. I hate walking barefoot in my house, but I also love it, which is very stupid because I know my house, right? So I know that my feet are not going to be black, right? But also, if I step on something because I'm barefoot, it's going to freak me out. So my my sister's dog is at my house. So there's 2 dogs in my house currently right now, and he gets excited and he pees, and so he peed on the floor last night, and I got up to use the bathroom, so no lights is on. I can navigate if I was blind, I'd be perfectly fine. I know how to navigate my house with the lights off, right? So on the heel part of my foot, I had felt a little something wet. So I'm kind of like, like a little cringe or whatever the case may be. But I'm not losing it yet. So then I need to go to a different part on my husband's side of the bed to get something or whatever the case may be. My entire foot stepped in the pee. Like, you know, motherfucker, get the fuck up. Go find your mother. Go get her off the cruise and tell her to come back home because I can't do. We don't do this in this house. We don't do this in this house. Praise God. That's what happened. So now I'm panicking and I'm running to the bathroom and I need to now get my washcloth and wash my feet because I know it's pee because it's not nothing else. And I'm like, oh, but it's a nasty feeling.
It certainly is. Another weird. I hate but I wasn't intentioned for all this to be about feet, by the way.
Listen, subscribe to our OnlyFans. We'll be making one after this.
But one weird foot feeling that I have is like in the middle of the night. Like, people think I'm crazy. I like to sleep with my socks on, at least to start to go to sleep. But sometimes I will wake up in the middle of the night and I will have like this weird feeling I have to kick my socks off. And usually it's just one. Like,
one?
Yes. My mom gets at me for this also. I've done this since I was a kid. Like, I'll have the blanket, like, for whatever reason, my feet end up kicking out of the blanket, and then she used to always like mess with my feet when I was like a toddler, and she would just like mess with the one that didn't have a sock on just to fuck with me. And then she'd be like, why is it always one sock? It's just the right amount of air. It's like getting that one leg out from under the blanket. That's how it feels having one sock on.
If you ever want to fight, tickle my foot and I'm gonna kick the shit out of somebody. I do not like that. You know what's so funny? Shout out to Steven.
Migo, what up, Migo?
If you're watching.
He's watching.
I watched the episode where you and Migo, y'all both hate feet. I watched that. Y'all both said y'all hate feet or whatever the case may be. And it's just so funny we're talking about this. This is not a foot fetish episode. I promise y'all. But I don't like that tickle any other part of my body. Please do not tickle my feet. I don't like that because it's still ticklish. I just hate it because, like I said,
it feels like nails on a chalkboard.
I don't.
That's how it feels to me.
Don't do that.
Like someone trying to tickle my feet, because it's like I'm not ticklish. That's another thing. It's like my feet. Like if you tickle my feet, it's not gonna make me laugh. It's just gonna feel like you were dragging a fork across the bottom of my foot. Like it's not funny to me. I'm like, can you please just stop? I don't like feeling that, or just knowing you're touching my foot. Like, it took a little bit for me to like let my boyfriend rub my feet because like I wanted foot rubs. Like I would like I'm okay getting a pedicure and someone rubs my feet, but it's like, you know me and now you're like attaching my toes to my face and you love me.
What?
And like, yeah, like it's like a whole thing. Like I would hate it if he's like, oh my God, my girlfriend has such ugly toes. I'm like, if I wear socks all the time, you would never know.
You would never know.
But it's like at the same time, I also don't have ugly toes, and that was something I had to. That's like a whole other weird girl thing, or even just human thing. Like you grow up and you realize that like, hold on. That lady across the street, she is outside with these crazy looking toes, and you can see her soles and everything looking nuts.
Because society did that.
About my toes? Get the fuck out.
Society did that to us, though.
Yeah.
Society told us what we're supposed to look like, how we're supposed to look, and how you're supposed to carry yourself.
Like social media and stuff. I'm like, whoa, I don't have ugly toes.
It's
Once
not
I
about
learned that.
You just can't leave the house looking an absolute mess. Like, if you know your shits have not been done since 1942, please keep your socks on. And some people with some beautiful feet out in the world who keep them Cajun socks all day. And there's some people who need to wear socks all day and y'all don't, and y'all think it's okay to come outside the house like that. It's not. Please go back in.
And that was your PSA on how to keep your feet. Okay. So next question. Still in the vein of ADHD and love. Let's bring it back.
Sorry.
No, I love that. Like, so how do you explain your needs to a partner when they don't experience the world the way that you do?
It's challenging. Matter of fact, my husband and I had this conversation like 2 months ago where he kind of had to essentially slow me down because ADHD is not always about your physical movements. It's you being able to, like for me, a good thing I like to say that's a good thing for me, but it might not be for everybody. I can plan a whole bunch of stuff at one time and be okay. I will not panic. I can plan somebody's birthday party and a trip this year and my anniversary trip next year and blah, 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 blah. Like I can plan all of this at one time in one day, right? Not exactly the entire thing, but I can have all of this on my plate and not be overwhelmed because that's something I'm good at because my brain won't focus on one thing. And so I had said to, I think it's for next year. Yeah, my 5th wedding anniversary, my husband and I said that we wanted to renew our vows. So one day I'm on the bus and I'm on my layover, the little break that we have when y'all are outside waiting for us. That was sorry, I was on my bus and I texted my husband like, hey, like, what do you want to do for our anniversary? Because I know we want to, renew our vows, but do you want to fly out or do you want to do it here, whatever case may be? But in the midst of also, we're trying to plan a trip this year. We're trying to plan our birthdays this year. We're trying to,
like,
but I'm already like
time.
46 steps ahead. Some people need to operate one thing at a time.
Let the next thing happen and then focus on the next. Yeah,
my brain won't allow me to do it.
Interesting.
I can do well with multiple tasks at one time. At some point, yeah, it can.
But do things get in the way of the other? Because, like, the first thing's gonna happen first. Let's say you're stuck on the trip for next year. Does that happen?
Yeah, they definitely can. They can overlap. They can get in the way. It can be anything where it's just like, maybe I shouldn't be trying to, but even when I don't want to think about it, I'm going to think about it regardless. I always do the most thinking when I'm by myself because you have time. You have nothing but time to think, right?
You got all the people in your head just
exactly,
going.
and all 27 of them people be working. So for me, it's like I'm alone a lot. Essentially on my bus, if I'm going to my first stop, if I'm on my layover and I don't, start picking up for the next 20 minutes, I have time to think.
Yeah, I'm sure after a while you're on autopilot anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's for me, but remember, this is something that's like second nature to me. You know what I'm saying? This is something that's I can handle it. Not everybody can though. It's just like, hey, I can only
and it doesn't mean that you should.
Right. But for my husband, it was just like, let's pump the brakes on this. I'm like, well, how do you do that? So I just started bringing it to his attention, but I still plan all of it. I write it all in my notes or whatever the case may be, because like I said, even if I don't want to, it pops in my brain, but I also have bad memory. And that's a downfall about having ADHD. You don't remember a lot of stuff because your brain has now raced to so many different things. There's a lot of important things that you just don't remember.
Yeah, it's easy for things to get glossed over.
Yeah, and it's just like, sometimes it's the important things that's glossed over and it's like, what was I trying to do or what was I trying to say or what was I supposed to do? And so that causes also problems within relationships.
Yeah. Damn. Have you ever looked into like meditation of some sort or like something like eases your mental? Yeah, but you could try. Your brain's a muscle.
I've tried it though. I've tried it. So depending on who you are as a person and depending on how severe you're, I was diagnosed with ADHD twice, as a child and as an adult. Adult 3 years ago. I'm going on 4 years in therapy. And my therapist definitely diagnosed. She's like, yeah, she's like, there's two types. She said, you have both. So you ain't gotta be rude like that. Like you ain't gotta. She's like, yeah, you got both, right? So I like to say it's definitely a severe case. But in the course of knowing you have ADHD and you want to try things to try to help you, ADHD will still play a part in you trying to get better with it, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? If you tried to meditate, I can you can sit there, you can, even if it's not the typical, whatever, but I can't sit still. I can't keep my mind there because I've opened my eyes and now I've saw something over there. Now I'm distracted or whatever the case may be. Oh my God, somebody might be texting me. Let me look at my phone or, it's so many things that distract me. The only one thing I do believe that could help, but I don't know if I want to take it, it's medication.
Yeah.
ADHD is a part of my personality. ADHD is what makes me me.
Yeah, if the medication makes you less you, then it's like...
And I don't want that, but sometimes my ADHD can be overwhelming. It can affect my relationship in negative ways, right? And so sometimes you don't want that for yourself, but then it's like, it also can change me and I don't want that. I love to be this bubbly person that I am, and I don't want that to be changed. I don't want that to be affected.
So then what's an example of a moment that like made you possibly consider medication, that you were like, oof, this is getting a little out of hand?
Being married. Working. These are things that essentially is kind of like, you're kind of essentially feels like you're doing it 24/7. It feels like you're working all the time. And then I'm married, so I live with my husband. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things that get in the way that I won't always remember that I had something important to do or to say or whatever the case may be. And so then I essentially made my husband my backup memory. So, hey, babe, I'll text him. Can you do this? Because I'm on the bus and I know I won't remember by the time I get home. Can you do this for me? Can you do that? And it became such a repetitive thing that it was like, hey, like, you're kind of overdoing it now. And then sometimes I'll ask him to do something, and it just so happens to be the day that I remember when I get home. Hey, did you do this? So you didn't remember? Yeah, I remember today. Out of the 1,000 times,
I couldn't
that I didn't
rely on
remember.
myself to remember, though. Yeah.
But it became so repetitive, and over and over and over, and it's just like he understands. He's very well aware and educated on the situation, but it becomes overbearing and overwhelming. That is just like, you forget this, you can't stay on track with this, you can't do. It's just like it kind of feels like a lot of can'ts.
Yeah. So I wonder, does ADHD show like up in your emotions? Like, do your emotions last long? Is it just as like delicate as your attention span? Like, are you mad for long periods of time, or can something happen where you're like, actually, like, wait, that doesn't even bother me anymore, and then you're over it, or do you come back to it?
So on top of having ADHD, I'm an overthinker, right? So they're one and the same for me. So if my mind is on it, I'm thinking about it heavy, right? But it depends on what the situation is for me to say, hey, I'm still mad about this, or, this is lingering on too long. I just feel like it depends on the situation. And I feel like it depends on who is in that situation, if that makes sense.
Okay. That's fair. Because I just wonder, I wonder if like you said, it depends. I'm sure if it's like a major issue, that's going to be, heavier on your brain. If it's a major issue with someone you care about. And then I would assume that if it's like a smaller issue with someone who maybe you don't care to lose or something, that you're just kind of
right. It's easier to let go.
It'll pass. Because you're always moving a mile a minute, does having ADHD make it harder to slow down and be intentional in intimate moments? I'm going to need you to voice that for people who didn't see you now.
It does. It does, ladies and gentlemen. So it definitely does. I think that I will say I can actually deal with intimate moments very well.
Okay.
I feel like this is going to sound crazy, but the intimate moments is when I can actually relax my brain the most.
Really?
I don't know why, because it's just like, let's rephrase this. I can control myself a little bit better in the intimate moments.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, you don't want to fuck up the moments. Sorry, myself.
No, you can curse. It's okay.
You don't want to fuck up the moments by being all over the place, because that can ruin intimacy. That can really ruin intimacy. So my brain is still moving, but I'm still focusing on what I'm doing, though.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense.
This might also sound crazy. Do you think that could be like a form of therapy? Like, for you to use intimacy as a way to train your brain to move slower? Or have you ever considered that?
I don't think I've ever considered it.
And I think it would be a plus. For,
It could. Have I ever considered it? Not really. But because it's not something you really think about. Like, I didn't, this is not something I thought about until you asked me. But it made me realize, hey, I do well when I'm having sex.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's that's not something you think about. Hey, am I getting so distracted I'm not able to? Because there's never a time where I'm not able to perform because I'm distracted. Mm-hmm. So, but now hearing that question is kind of I do well.
And not to get into it, I don't know how much you're comfy with, but I also wonder too, maybe there could be a connection with ejaculation and focusing on the release, because you have to focus in so much to get to that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wonder if there could be a connection somewhere, even if it's just just you, yourself, and I, not I.
Well, I think for those who don't know, I'm not into women. And I know it comes as a shock to all y'all, but I'm not into women, so it is what it is. But on a serious note, I don't know. I just think that it is a feeling that feels good.
Yeah.
So it's kind of you don't want to get distracted, if that makes sense. So it's there's enough that's distracting me while I'm already doing it, So if my husband and I are having an intimate moment or whatever the case may be, my distractions are on him, if that makes sense, right? My distractions are looking at his hair, right? Because he has a lot of hair. My distractions are him if I'm looking at his facial expressions, his eyes and body parts and blah, 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 blah. So there's a lot happening that I can now, you know what I'm saying?
And if anything, it makes it more intense and more intimate,
right.
Because it's you're looking at him. He is the...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, granted, I will say, like, there's a lot of times where, you know, I could be, you know, you know, I'll be doing the thing. And I'll look at my mirror, I'm like, that needs to be cleaned.
Yes.
Or when I could be doing the thing, I'll be over here straightening up pillows while I'm doing it.
Really?
Absolutely. Be tan cheeks up and straighten up pillows at the same time.
I've heard stories of people like the TV is on and they get caught up in the show. Like
absolutely. Do not. That's why for the most part, don't let there be music on. Because I'll start singing. I will start singing. And if, first of all, if we are on Pandora and we're shuffling and Patti LaBelle comes on, I'm pulling out and I'm about to put on a whole concert and then I'm going to finish what I'm doing. Has it ever happened? No. But I do get distracted with certain things. So like I'll be like, oh, this is my shit. I like this song. Like, but watch this as a way of acting out to the ADHD. I'm trying not to cuss. I am humping my husband. I'm so sorry for the saints that's watching this.
Thrusting.
I'm doing my husband or whatever, and I'm doing it to the beat. And so depending on what the rhythm is and the tempo.
I think that's cool though. It's a dance.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
you know?
I think I could work together for as long as he's catching on us to the beat.
Yeah.
Like for as long as you don't have to be like, yo, babe, like, listen to the song.
Wait, stop. Are we on beat?
We on two different tempos. What's
what rhythm are you on? You never know. We don't have to be on one accord.
I feel like I think this is a very much needed conversation.
It is.
So now this is a perfect segue. We're getting into sex positivity.
Oh.
So what does it mean to be sex positive?
I don't know if I can talk about that. I'm saved. The saints is watching. If you go to church for me, turn this off. Because I'm about to get into it. Sex positivity is basically being comfortable with what you do and who you are when you do it. That is basically the most simplest way of being sex positive. It's just like, this is who I am and this is what I'm into. Mm-hmm. Right? You're positive about it. It's like you're okay with it. Like, you know what I mean?
Like no shame.
No shame. And that's the thing. And I don't know how much it is or how much it happens in the straight world, but there's a lot of shaming in the gay world. It was talked about amongst a podcast that you had before with with another podcaster. And a lot of gays are very much no fats, no femmes, no this, no that. And it's just like, it becomes into a whole shaming situation. It's like, okay, it's okay to have a preference. Mm-hmm. But let's not be disrespectful in the same way of trying to deliver what you're into. Yeah.
Because then it starts like borderline discriminatory.
Right.
Like, yeah.
And that's why I said it. But it's okay to have a preference. Mm-hmm. Nobody's saying that you can't. It's just a delivery. And it's like, you don't want to come off rude and disrespectful of just saying, hey, this is what I'm into.
Yeah. And I think there's definitely a lot of shame, like, you know, on the hetero side of things, especially for men. I think when it comes to women, I feel like when a woman says that she's into certain things, it's like, oh shit, I didn't know you was like that. And when a guy says he's into certain things, it's either he's a scumbag, he's a sleaze. Cause like I've heard situations where like a woman says that she's like into threesomes, that's her thing. And guys are like, oh shit, really? Like, you know, like, cause men always assume that they're a part of it. That's the issue. I feel like men always think that like it's an offer. And it's like, no, just stating a preference, that's it. And then when a man says he's into, you know, threesomes, which, you know, like no shame to either of them. But like when a man says it, a lot of people are like, so you just want to have your way, have your cake and eat it too kind of situation.
But you know what's funny? Because I also feel like it's also the opposite way. I've heard where, let's say, for example, a woman is like, I'm into having a threesome, you know, two guys or whatever the case may be. And I've heard women being called whores. Oh, shit.
That's where the shame comes in, though. Once they get into the details.
Right.
Yeah.
The details of what was done and whom it was done with or whatever the case may be. And it's like, but sometimes guys can be praised for doing the same thing that a woman was turned down for. Mm-hmm. Damn. But see, that I think the way we talked about it, though, too, is like mine was before the fact and yours is after the fact. See, like, it's just, there's a shit ton of shame. And then, you know, back to all the backdoor stuff. When guys are into butt stuff, that's always a conversation that people have. Like, I feel like it's a funny conversation that happens amongst me and my friends. And it's always a joke and stuff. But, like, sometimes I be want to tell my guy friends, like, listen, if you into that, like, actually, like, it's okay. Like, I don't mind that. Because I feel like there are conversations
oh my gosh, I'm like blanking right now. Sheesh. We're like, it's like always this debate where it's like, okay, if you're a straight guy and your girl screws you with a strap, is it gay?
Pegging.
Okay, pegging. There we go.
There's a term.
Is it gay? And there's always a weird conversation because the guy's like, nah, that's gay. And I'm like, I personally don't think it's gay.
And women who feel that too.
I know. It's like everyone
Matter of
has
fact, I had this conversation.
specific opinions on it. And it's like usually like just something that's like lighthearted in the moment. We're all debating and shit out loud. But like I be want to tell my guy friends like, listen, if you're into that, like it's okay.
I love it. I love it. Please, if you're into it, please tell me. I'm into it.
But yeah, I feel like that's always a thing, and it's all just pretty much centered around shame. Like nobody really wants to say what they think of it, and everyone wants to just, at least the guys, they want to go straight to saying it's gay because they don't want to admit maybe that they'd be all right with that. Because honestly, to me, for as long as it's a man and a woman, it's straight.
Hello?
Whatever you're doing is
Hello?
straight. And then that's another conversation that was had. It was like, oh, like me personally, I would never eat a man's ass. I love men, but men in that area to me are just gross.
You just gotta find the right one.
Oh my God.
But, and I don't mean to cut you off.
You're good.
But you gotta think about it. With the gays, this is our lifestyle. There is no pussy to eat. You get what I'm saying? So this is our lifestyle, what the case would be. So we clean for that purpose.
You know what? It's funny you said that part,
Can I put on Blistex? My lips is just as chapped as they want to be, and I've been licking for God knows how long.
We gotta take a quick little break, guys. But the way that I see it is just like, if a woman wants to eat her man's ass, it's still straight. I don't know why there's this assumption that because a guy likes stuff with his butt getting done or whatever, that all of a sudden it's gay. But there was a loophole though in this conversation. I did say, I was like, I wouldn't eat a man's butt. However,
comma,
gooch action. I'm like, whatever. It's just a little bit of gooch.
let me tell y'all something. Come here. All of y'all. If you're going down to the gooch, go down to the hole. You're just right there.
No.
But, okay, hold on. So let's talk about it. Here's how I feel. Okay. I agree. And on a serious note, I do agree that if it's your girl doing it, that's why I'm big on, oh, wow, it's your girl. It's not gay because it's your girl. And a lot of people think because the girl's putting on a dildo and she's strapping you, or whatever the case may be, it becomes gay. But you think about it. Out of all places God could have put our prostates, he put it back there. Right? So in my mind, it's like, if you're getting that pleasure from a woman, hey, all power to you, because you're finding out what pleasure can be in many ways that men don't want to find that out. They're just okay with nutting and call it a day. But it's just like, hey, if you can get pleasure back there, it doesn't matter who is coming from. As at the end of the day, what you're doing in your bedroom, it's your situation. And a lot of people let society push them away from exploration. Yeah. I believe in exploring with your partner. If it's your partner, that they're there for a reason. But you know what? A lot of people can't because of society, because there's a lot of women that won't eat ass, not because of the whole cleanliness situation, because that's gay. They feel like that's emasculating a man because you're eating his ass.
Yeah.
But there are some men who love their ass ate, and I love that for y'all. I really do. But do not be embarrassing me in this world. Make sure you are clean. There comes a process with that situation. There is no, I just left the gym and, we trying to. No. But I'm all for it, though. Like, I'm very big on have fun. Mm-hmm. Life is too short. But also, it's okay that you have a preference. You don't like eating ass. Okay, cool. But you know what? I will also say, as a teenager versus somebody who's 30 years old now, there's a lot of stuff that I did not like when I was a teenager. And I used to like, I could never. Ooh, y'all are doing that? Baby. I do it now. But it's just like, I'm all for fun, especially like, because I if you ask me, gays, we have the best sex ever. Because we explore in a lot of different ways that it's just not one-sided. Mm-hmm. Which for the heterosexual world is like, okay, it is one-sided because there's a penis and there's a vagina. And that's all y'all are doing for the most part. But within the gay world, and depending on who you are in your position, if you're a top, bottom, or verse, for the verse people who are very big on flip fuck, as they call it, or flopping or whatever the case may be, everybody's getting penetrated. Everybody's sucking on something. Everybody's eating something. There's more there to do, essentially, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, it does make sense. Listen, You're learning stuff today.
Listen, tell your boyfriend, look, I got to change your mind.
No.
But here's how I need you to clean.
No. Okay, because I know my father watches these podcasts.
Oh Lord,
everything. No, like we're good. But I just want to say that the stuff I'm saying is not a reflection of what I'm doing in the bedroom. I am just.
She is saved. She's holy. She don't do none of this.
I ain't saying all of that. What I am saying though is just that I know a lot of people, and I accept everyone and all their kinks and quirks. So this is just like a nice, just bring it together kind of question, because it's the last question of the day. But like, what are some things that you have made peace with that used to confuse you or just like consume your thoughts, whether it be about having ADHD or being gay, whatever?
I think there's an answer within both. Made peace with being myself, that not allowing society to tell me who I am, right? For example, like I said earlier, I don't have a naturally deep voice. This is my natural voice. It's high for a guy, right? So because of that, people automatically assume I'm bottom. And little do y'all know, I'm a whole top. Now, I probably sound like this when I'm doing what I'm doing, because I don't want to sound, I don't want that high pitch in the bedroom. But I've made peace with that.
The high pitch goes away in the bedroom?
Yes.
But okay.
Because it's what I like.
Okay.
Right? It's what I want to exhibit. Now, it's not faking something, because at the end of the day, it's still a voice of mine, right? But for me personally, I like masculinity in the bedroom, right? Or at least I like to exude it, right? And so, unfortunately, and this is just a real fact for me, this high pitch, it's like, it's hard to want to exude masculinity, but you sound like a female sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard to...
Does it also have to do with like your perception of what sexy is? Because I think about that myself in the sense of like, I don't want to have sex if I don't feel sexy. Like, I need to make sure I feel good about like what I'm giving, both visually and just like vibe wise and all that, before I even do anything. So like for you, do you think that the deeper voice equals sexy, and then you're like, that's why this fits in this moment?
Honestly, I think the way you just formed that, I think so. I think it's definitely a mental thing of when you're giving manly vibes, depending on who you are, you kind of want the manly feeling 100%. Right? And granted, it took me years to be able to learn to love and accept my voice. I mean, hey, this voice got me on the stage with Patti LaBelle twice.
What?
Yeah, I sang with her twice.
What?
Yeah.
How did you talk about the whole Patti LaBelle thing?
Oh,
and leave
I forgot.
that out?
I told you I got ADHD. I don't know.
How do you forget that?
I sang with Patti LaBelle twice, you all. But yeah, so, but for me, it's just like, I accept it, right? And I love it. And it took years though. It took years because I had to hear, yo, you sound like a bitch, or you sound like the derogatory word for a gay. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever the case may be. I've heard it all. And so at some point in life, it kind of became like, oh no, you know, this is not what a man is supposed to sound like. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're going to be a top. You know, you shouldn't sound like this, or whatever the case may be. Me personally, I just don't like hearing it from myself.
Okay.
Right. Whatever you sound like as the person that I'm doing stuff with, that's on you. But what I want to exude, I kind of like my deep voice when I'm having, you know, when I'm having sex. It kind of makes me feel a little more manly or whatever. And it sounds attractive to me. You know what I'm saying? So I like that feeling. I like hearing it. It's just like, I might turn myself on with that.
Wait,
like,
so then what if your partner says they like the high voice?
Then I'm gonna let it go. You know, So although I do believe in operating for myself, but if my husband says to me, babe, you don't have to do that, like, because I do it for myself. I'm not doing it for him. He never ever called me out on it and said, you know, this is not deep enough or whatever the case may be. But for me, it's just like, that's what I like to hear. So if he said you don't have to do it, then I'll let it go. But it'll be hard because I'm so accustomed to doing it. Yeah. And I like what I hear. It just fits so well. Yeah. Of what's happening in the bedroom, it just fits so well. Yeah. No, it makes sense. That's so interesting. Yeah. It's like you looking at a nigga, you getting fucked by a nigga, but you sound like a bitch. Like, cause sometimes, and I say that to myself as a joke though. I can say, I'm like, Erica, but you hear how high that is, right? And so sometimes when I yell that high, I'll be like, damn, Patty, you do sound like a bitch sometimes. And I say this as a joke, like, you know, whatever the case may be, I'm clowning myself, but I'm like, the point is being, your voice is mad high. So I don't want that in the bedroom.
Yeah.
For me.
Okay.
Why and not? As far as identity and stuff like that, listen, I learned to love myself. And I can't let society run my life for me. Because if I do, I'll never be able to be myself.
Yeah.
Right? Because if I let them run my life for me, that means they would expect me to be a gay guy that wears hair, makeup, and all that because this is what is seen. But there are multiple types of gays in this world. We're not all the same.
Yeah.
I'm not into hair. I'm not into makeup. I'm just a very goofy gay. I call myself that all the time. I'm a goofy gay person. Like, I'm very bubbly or whatever the case may be, but I'm not, although it might seem like I am, I'm not really a feminine person because I know sometimes y'all think this is what we all sound like or whatever. But I'm not that guy. Like, I'm like a perfect balance between both masculine and a feminine guy. You know what I'm saying?
It didn't really click to me until you did that voice just now because, like, I'm not going to lie. Like, just in my hetero world, like, I do associate the higher pitch with being gay. Right. But it's like the tone difference that, like, whatever you just did, I'm like, you're not that, like, at all.
I'm not.
Like, you don't give, like, feminine, like...
But that's what people don't understand, that there's a difference between that's why I use the word height.
Daintiness. That's what it is.
Right.
Like, there's nothing like light and just like dainty to what you are. It's literally just a higher voice.
Because I could still do that or whatever, like in this voice, but like,
because that's what that's what we're seeing on TV. That's what we're seeing in the public. You're always seeing the hyperly feminine gay guy, and there's nothing wrong with that. Listen, be you, okay? Be the homo you're meant to be. But if you're seeing on TV and on social media, you're seeing the ones that wear hair, you're seeing the ones that wear makeup, you're seeing all of that. There's not a perfect representation of all of us. We're all just put in the category. Somebody, I won't say who, somebody asked me and my husband after we got married, who was just like, yo, I hate to ask you this, but which one of y'all is the girl and which one of y'all is the boy?
Like, that's such an outdated question.
I was like, oh, but believe it or not, there's a lot of people who feel like one of us is meant to be a girl and one of us is meant to be a boy.
That part is just so weird.
And I'm like, we're both niggas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we're both niggas.
Even that whole thing is so weird to me because even now, like, even in heterosexual marriages, relationships, whatever, it's like, even when it comes to gender roles and stuff, like, so many things are just like mixed up now that it's like, what does that even mean anymore? Being the girl, being the guy. Like, there's so many like female breadwinners, there's so many stay-at-home dads. It's like, what, like, explain that. What does it mean to be the girl, be the guy? Like, I'm so over that question. It doesn't even make sense.
But unfortunately, and this is the thing, straight people will never understand that life.
Because like no one has to be so-called feminine. No one has to be so-called masculine.
Exactly. Just be what the hell ever you feel like it. But this is the thing that straight people really don't have to go through these things. You know what I'm saying? And no, because the lesbians go through it too. But it's just who you are in life and how you're perceived to be. Mm-hmm. That is a question that you're always asked.
Yeah.
Or somebody tells you what your life's supposed to be. Oh, I thought you was, everybody was like, I thought you were a feminine nigga because your voice is high. No.
Mm-hmm. And then, I'm sorry, this whole thing got me mad about that question because I'm like, there's so many relationships where the guy is the girl and the girl is the guy in the relationship, but nobody's asking them which one's the girl and which one's the guy.
I don't know if you said it today, but there is the new word.
What?
Sassy. Right?
No, I haven't said it today now.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But there's sassy for a lot of people is just now becoming anything a man does is now sassy. Right? And I hate it because it's just
when a man has boundaries, he's sassy.
Hello. If a man is trying to take care of himself because he likes his upkeep and he's a metrosexual person, he's sassy because he gets his nails and feet done. He just likes how he looks. He cares about how he looks. Why does that make him gay? Why does that make him sassy? Y'all want somebody that looks an absolute mess, that their hands is dirty, they look a mess, they look like they are mechanics 24/7. No, please take care of yourself. But everything you do, if you're wearing jeans that's not loose, you're sassy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's all subjective.
Yes, and but it's childish and it's annoying because it's just like
why does it need to be said? Like, maybe he is sassy. Okay, and what about it? But you're only going based off of things he's doing. You're not going based off of
But that's the down part, and not for nothing, and it's no shade. This is why a lot of people are silly. This is why a lot of people are single. Mm. Because we're looking for all the wrong things in the wrong places. When Mr. Right or Mrs. Right might be staring in your face, but you're worried about certain things that he or she does, and it's just like...
Yeah. I'm not even gonna get started because the whole thing of like being single and the dating space and all them people and their entitlement, I could go on about that for fucking ever. Maybe that'll be your next episode. Who knows? Because you will be back.
I got invitation, y'all. I'm coming back.
So now we are finally at the end of the podcast.
Yeah.
Do you have any last words for those listening at home?
Yo, nah, don't even laugh. It's not funny. I just want to thank all y'all for watching or whatever. She said I'm gonna be back, so I'm gonna be the hood nigga y'all want me to be when I come back next time. I'm gonna sag my pants and I'm gonna wear essential and Nike Tech Swiss. You know, just watch. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. It's your boy Big P. I'm out.
I'm gonna tell you something when we get off air about what you just did. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening.
Muchas gracias.
Please like, comment, and subscribe. Give 5 stars if you're listening.
5 stars.
If your listening platform allows you to do so. Thank you for watching. I love you guys, and I will see you guys next week.
Bye.